Hey guys, Spiral here. In today's video, I want to talk about some of my Splatoon 3 hopes and thoughts and predictions as well. Enjoy the video. Alright, let's watch the trailer again. So, the reason I want to start by watching the trailer in the video is because I just want to quickly touch base on what we saw in the trailer. You just see the Splatlands, the wasteland kind of area. There's Octoling, Inkling options, skin tones, eye color, whatever. Yeah. So, before we actually get into the detailed conversations, I guess, I would just like to say that I'm going to touch base on customization, weapons and specials, and things that if they add into Splatoon 3 from Splatoon 1 and 2, how they can make it better, so that way it's not just annoying and horrible to deal with in Splatoon 3. So next up, you see the broken Eiffel Tower. So, oh no, France is dead. Yeah, that's the bow weapon, showcasing that little buddy dancing around. And then you see the train coming to pick you up, and if you look closely, you can see Splatsville in the background. And I think it looks kind of nice. It's like a wasteland area of demise kind of thing. I don't know. So then that big fish, ugly, gross creature thing kind of looks like one of the people from the Octo expansion. So maybe the train is somewhat what your Inkling went down underground to the deep sea metro, then took a train to Splatlands. I don't know. I'm trying to sound smart here. So, yep. Next, you do see Splatsville, which looks really nice. Kind of looks like a busy city like Hong Kong or something. I think that was a pig that we just saw. And I think we might get apartments in this game. You did see the battle tower. And this actually looks really nice. And then you see some hairstyles and cool stuff being showcased. And I think this actually so far looks really cool. Okay. So you get launched, you see the weapons, yeah, you see everything, you see the new bow, you see you get launched into battle. Nothing special about that so far. Actually, but if you did look carefully, you saw the spawn was taped up. You see some gameplay, Inksuka, and there were movement options like the backtracking kind of thing, and the ink surge, which is the boost off walls, and crap thing. More Inksuka. Inksuka would be cool though. Then back into the ink. 2022. Our first topic is customization. So when the Splatoon 3 trailer was first announced, there were a whole bunch of customization options, such as like a whole bunch of skin tones and eye colors. So when you first look at the trailer, you see that there are Inklings and Octolings, and you can't really tell the gender, which I think is kind of cool. And you just choose the hair style. It looks really nice. Next, the skin tones. There's a whole bunch more than there are in Splatoon 2. Like, take a look at it. There's a whole bunch more. And the Splatoon 2 skin tones, there's only 7 options. For Splatoon 3, there are 9, which is 2 more than in Splatoon 2. Next up is eye colors. There are a whole bunch of eye colors, as you'll notice. And there are 2, which is the fade out, and the third color you'll see for the eyes is basically the outer layer on the eyes, which I think is a really nice thing. Just mixes things up for the eyes, and it's a really nice addition. Next up is hair, and there are a whole bunch of hair options in Splatoon 3, and some of them are so cool. There's the traditional Splatoon 1 haircut, there's the bowl cut, there's a whole bunch of new ones, and I think they all look really cool. Next up is legwear, and it's all the same ones we've seen in Splatoon 2, just all put on one page to make it look like there are a whole bunch more. Maybe there'll be different like legwear for Octoling. Next up, you get to customize Little Buddy, and I think this is a really cool addition that they added. There's only hairstyles so far, but I think it'd be cool if you can later on change him in the future, like maybe his salmonoid skin tone. Alright. Next up is the part you've all been waiting for, weapons and specials. Now, in the Splatoon 3 trailer, we saw a whole bunch of returning specials and new weapons such as the bow and the Inksuka, as well as some weird killer whale stingray thing. So, you didn't see Dooley's umbrellas in this trailer. How come? Well, I don't think they're gone from the game because they're already in Splatoon 2, and if they got rid of them in Splatoon 3, well then a whole bunch of people that enjoy playing that weapon won't be able to play their favorite weapon anymore. So, if they get rid of them, then why would people buy Splatoon 3 if they already have the weapon they actually enjoy playing on the game they already have? Why pay like, I don't know, $80 for a new game that doesn't even have your favorite aspect of the game? Ignore my lack of background footage because the same clip's been playing over for the last, I don't know, however long. But I want to talk about specials that I really want them to add in Splatoon 3. Now, I really love the Inkjet. I love weapons that have it, and I'm going to be sure the Inksuka is a good replacement, but I'm going to be really sad if they get rid of Inkjet. But I guess I'll just have to deal with it. So next up, we're going to talk about the crab special. So, this crab thing you see on the screen, it has been confirmed to be a special now. I'm not sure what it's going to do, but I think it might be some kind of tracker echo locator special like we had in Splatoon 1. And if it is, I think that might be cool to have. And yeah. But if that is it, please make it do some damage as well. Like, please. Next, I want to talk about the Stingray Special that we saw. So this special kind of looks like a mix between Stingray and Killer Whale, and please don't make it as broken as Stingray was or Killer Whale was on certain maps, for those Splatoon 1 players out there that know what I mean. The trailer, it looked like it locked onto target, so it might be a mix between Tenta missiles as well. The next special that we have is the Inksuka. This is a returning special from Splatoon 1. And if this is what replaces the Inkjet, I won't be too mad about it, because I thought the Inksuka was really cool in Splatoon 1, and I really like the Octoshot replica as well. So, yeah, not much about it. That's it for weapons and specials. Now on to the next topic. First of all, new background footage. This is from an old video of mine. Go check it out if you haven't. So, this topic I'm going to talk about right now is basically if Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 things return in Splatoon 3, how Nintendo can fix them and make them better and just less horrible and broken and stupid and no one wants to deal with them. Let's start off with Splatoon 1. Now, the two things I think that have a possibility of being mixed with other Splatoon 2 things are probably going to be Bubbler and Kraken. Now, those two are infamous in Splatoon 1 for being invincibility specials. Now, I agree with this 100%. They definitely were invincibility specials and were broken. But let's first talk about Bubbler. So, Bubbler, I thought the idea of it was cool, having to chain it to your teammates by basically being invincible and having a ball of protection around you, and chaining it to your teammates by getting close to them, I think. I don't remember. I haven't played Splatoon 1 in forever. But yeah, the idea of it was cool, but the fact that it was invincible made it so annoying to deal with on some, like, overtime pushes when you were, like, defending, I guess. And I feel like they could have made this better by, like, actually, before we go into this, let's talk about Ink Armor. Ink Armor is a brain-dead, basically extra life in Splatoon 2. Your support player or a player that has it just presses the R stick and it activates, wait a bit, and you have extra life. And this can help you win 2v1 fights in some situations and others not so much. But I think that they could have made Ink Armor better if it was the exact same special, just had the same depth Bubbler had. Because if you could chain it to your teammates, I think that would just fix it in so many ways, making it less of a brain-dead panic activation special that I've seen people do. Not the best idea. So, that's what I think they could have done to fix Bubbler, and they could make Ink Armor better in that way if one of those two are in Splatoon 3. Alright, next up is Kraken, the other invincibility special from Splatoon 1. Now, this special basically was a more frontline option from Bubbler, because you got a one-hit KO Kraken squid thing that was broken, except for the 2-second cooldown that you had after using it, where you were like not able to move basically. I don't know if it was 2 seconds, but it was something like that. So it did have a downside, but other than that, it was a broken thing where you could literally kill anything and everything in a small period of time. Now, the reason I think that this was broken is because Invincible one-hit KO put those two together, literally an indestructible doom machine. Yeah, I am somewhat smart. I don't know. So I feel like they can fix this by making the Kraken more like a baller, where it has HP, but it can still get that one-hit KO. Because baller, it's a 2-hit KO unless you blow it up on your opponent. In that case, it's a 1-hit KO. So if they did that, then I think Kraken would be fixed 100%, and it would just be fine. So that's it for Splatoon 1. Next up is Splatoon 2. There are two things I want to talk about in Splatoon 2 that if they brought them back in Splatoon 3, needs to be fixed. One of which is definitely more obvious, which I'm pretty sure everyone suffers from, which is main power up. Now, before I go in depth, here's the other thing. The other thing is the Stingray. And let's start off with main power up. So, I'm not saying that main power up is bad and I'm dissing it. No, I think the idea was a good idea, but the thing I disagree with and main power up went wrong with was the fact that you can kill with one less shot. Now, I'm not saying that I don't use main power up weapons. No, I do. I play the custom dually squelchers and the Kansas Splattershot Pro a lot. But I feel like they could have made this better by main power up enhancing the weapon's capabilities. So, for instance, like the Kansas Splattershot Pro, then make it paint more, because that thing is horrible at painting, and it's just not good at painting. And the custom dually squelchers, I think, make its accuracy better. And, like, let's go for another example. The Splattershot Junior. Make that more have better RNG, better accuracy. And now, I'm not saying that if they do put main power up in the next game and they do damage, then buff ink resistance. Just buff it. So if someone's not wearing it, then they'll get 3 hits. Next up is the Stingray. Now, the reason I think the Stingray is too broken is because on Clamlets and Splat Zones it's fine, but on tower control, especially, and Rainmaker, like, oh my god, the Stingray is literally just saying that you're dead. You can't win in overtime. Because the Stingray in overtime, basically, what happens is if someone fires a Stingray at the tower, even if you have ink armor, you don't want to die to the Stingray, so you hop off the tower. But by the time the Stingray is done, the overtime also ends. And with special power-up, you can buff that even more by making the Stingray last longer. This is literally just so broken that I cannot even explain to you how many games I know I could have won if the other team did not have that Stingray in overtime. So, and I'm not saying that if you use the Stingray, you're just cheating. No. There is definitely many ways to counter a Stingray. I'm just saying the idea of the Stingray is cool, and yeah, but like on tower control and Rainmaker, or just the Stingray in general, make its duration shorter so that way people don't have to deal with it, because it is so broken on tower control and Rainmaker that they made it absolute garbage on Splat Zones and Clamblets. So the special power effect, make it so that once they're splatted, they suffer respawn punish or something. And make its duration shorter, because this thing is way too broken. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you guys have any thoughts or predictions or hopes for Splatoon 3, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.